Hey, Doowovid here, Wayne State, Students for Justice in Palestine, Palestinian Culture Night, annual yearly party for the Palestinian culture. I'd been hoping to live stream this event, although YouTube just changed the rules, so now you need 1,000 subscribers to live stream from your cell phone. So hopefully in a few months I'll be there, but I'm not currently, so I'm just recording this, and I'll upload it later. Hope, I want to promote Palestinian culture, peace between all peoples, and brotherhood of man. I've been going to Palestinian events, SAFE, students in University of Michigan, SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine, Wayne State University. I went to University of Michigan, not Wayne State, but this is the closest university to my home in Metro Detroit. And there's a pretty large Palestinian student population here. We got a big theater, stadium, packed. I'm not sure you're going to fill it out. We have hundreds of pizzas. I mean, not hundreds of pizza, but tens of pizzas and events. There's going to be Dabkeh. They have a professor at University of Detroit Mercy, Amer Zahr, who spoke last year. He's a comedian, but he's actually a law professor. I've known him for a few years. Good man, intelligent man. His father was a successful doctor, and he became a lawyer. He's a stand-up comic and also professor of law. He actually performed last year. Good stuff. He's pretty popular. I've always had positive relationships with Palestinians, even when I was in Israel. But I know hundreds of Palestinians. Most of the Palestinian students at University of Michigan and Wayne State I know because I go to these events, some of them better than others. And I'm a member of all types of organizations involved in, mostly Jewish organizations, but like Jewish Voice for Peace. I've been going to their events for many years. Detroit Jews for Justice, if not now, when. All these groups I've been loosely part of, although I'm your Groucho Marx Jew. I'm not a member officially of any organization. People who watch me on YouTube know, independent scholar. But I want to do my part to promote Palestinian culture and peace and brotherhood between all mankind. And I usually make an effort to reach out to local Palestinians and promote dialogue and peace and friendship. And to me, I'm pretty liberal in Judaism and Israel. I'm a multiculturalist. I believe in a multicultural Israel, and I believe we could all get along in Israel, tear down the wall, and have a one-state solution. Right now, that's not current popular politics. I've discussed that and debated that many times on different shows and networks. And but tonight's a celebration of Palestinian culture. There's going to be the comedian, maybe some Dabkeh, the Palestinian dancing. There's some art outside. The students will speak. I was saying this was a pretty good year for Palestinians in America. It may not have been such a great year for Palestinians in Israel. You say interesting here. It's a pretty popular event, not just among Palestinians, but Arabs, Muslims in general, and even students in general, because Palestine's a hot media issue. It's constantly in the news and media. It's something that pan-Arabs or Muslims could rally behind. And it's a nice cultural event. You see the Dabkeh, the dancing, the long heritage going back thousands of years. And, so here in Detroit, we have one of the largest Muslim Arab populations in the whole United States. And, obviously Rashida Tlaib is the congressman from here, from Dearborn. I'm not sure if she's going to be here. It's possible. Or some of her family. I know she comes from a big family, so, some of her relatives so I just want to do my part, promote Palestinian culture, and I got a pretty diverse YouTube page. Different people watch this. I'll post it so the Palestinian students themselves will be able to use my recording for their own benefit. And I'd like to promote more dialogue. Unfortunately, there's very little dialogue between Palestinians and Jews. I've been going to these events for almost a decade now, and many of them I'm the only Jew here. Yeah, I grew up in Metro Detroit, kind of a reformed secular Jew. And then after high school, I went to Israel, and I met ultra-Orthodox Haredi Jews. Here specifically, the Notori Karta rabbis. People know my YouTube, Told Zabra Yitzchak Rebbe, who he was in Jerusalem, anti-Zionist. I got to Jerusalem, and I saw that the major rabbis in Israel were anti-Zionist and even anti-Israel. And I tried to understand that. And I came to a deeper understanding of what it means to be Jewish, why many rabbis, the majority of rabbis even, opposed the state of Israel before its creation, possibly the mistake of making an ethno-state. And, this whole concept of 2 states for 2 people, even when I was young here in Detroit, never sat with me because it's like, can't we all just get along? Why do we need 2 states for 2 people? I'm a multiculturalist. I like all peoples, blacks, Indians, Chinese, Muslims, Arabs, Palestinians. I don't need a separate state. I could get along with everybody. And that never made sense to me. So the dominant narrative for my whole lifetime has been this 2-state solution for 2 people. And to me, it was just nonsense. Like, why do you need 2 states for 2 people? Why can't we have 1 state where we all get along? And there's been some push in Israel from even right-wingers, Zahut, and God forbid, people who want to do very violent, negative things to Palestinians, drive them out of Israel for a 1-state solution, or others that just like, can't we all get along in peace? So, just do the little part I can, at least film this, give my little ramble, just start any minute, and I'll keep on rambling. I put the Destination America immigration of common heritage of Jews and Muslims to America, where Jews obviously were coming to America en masse over 100 years ago, where Muslims have been coming to America since probably before Europeans. There's evidence that Muslim travelers came to America almost 1,000 years ago. Even Columbus on his boats had Muslims who traveled with him, the sailors, navigators. So Muslims have always been part of America. The Jews traveled here en masse and assimilated. And then after 1965, you've had a mass explosion of immigration of all types of people. And Muslims, Arabs, different nationalities have hit a critical mass where there's tens, hundreds of thousands, millions of them across America to politically organize, as seen here where we have Rashida Tlaib in office as the first Palestinian congresswoman, Representative Ilhan Omer. And due to the media cycle, even though there's a lot of stuff going around along the world, the typical media news cycle focuses on just a few things. So Israel-Palestine, for a whole bunch of reasons, is one of the things that's constantly in the news. So if you're a Muslim or an Arab, you might have bigger issues that are more pertinent to their family or their concerns. But on the national debate, the Palestinian issue is a much more widely spoken of, cared about issue. So, as you can see by the pretty big turnout, maybe like 200 people here. You might even have some, dancing and different events. I've been in this room, actually. The CIA director spoke from here. Dan Gilbert spoke from here. So, it's university. The same rooms are used by all different type groups. So, when Dan Gilbert spoke here at university, I was here. I forget the former general, if it was Petraeus, not Petraeus. I have to look it up, who spoke from this room a few years ago. That was interesting. So last year, the Palestinian Cultural Night was in a smaller room, so it's a bigger crowd, bigger funding. I actually made a donation to the event, and I'm looking forward to Mr. Zahr and his stand-up act. It's always been fun and interesting. Should start any minute. University of Michigan passed BDS. They tried to pass it like 10 years in a row. I put that on my YouTube page a few years ago. It was put down, and then I think 2 years ago they passed it. So it's an issue that's very common in university, because I never really met any Palestinians. Maybe a few times in my life, and it just didn't come up like, okay, like, oh, you're Palestinian, and I say hello, and great, glad to meet you. I'm sorry what's going on in Israel, but it wasn't until I got to university where I met Palestinians and I started seriously thinking about the issue. So obviously I had Haredi leanings of anti-Haredi, anti-Zionist rabbis, but we were on the Israeli side of the line. So, we opposed things like mandatory military service and Zionism in general, but we didn't really know Palestinians. I'd met Rabbi Weiss and Rabbi Feldman a few times. They came to Shomer Shabbos, whereas Gabbai in Jerusalem told Sabra Yitzchak Rebbe. There's an Notori Karta synagogue in Jerusalem that I went to. The rabbis are on street corners debating with people. Everyone in Jerusalem, in rabbinical debates with the Notori Karta rabbis. But I took them very seriously. But I wasn't involved in any of their meetings with Arab or Palestinian leaders. Obviously, when they went to meet with President Ahmadinejad, that was all over the news. So hopefully they'll start any minute.
I'd like to say hello to my native and my immigrant friends. Welcome, everybody, to Wayne State University's 5th Annual Palestinian Culture Night, hosted by the Students of Justice for Palestine. That was the most formal thing I will say today. My name is Raffle. I'm actually a master's student here at Wayne State University, and I will be graduating in a month. So, bittersweet. I think my mom, the only reason she's here is because she knows that I'm wrapping up here. But it's been a good ride here at Wayne State, and we're so happy to have all of you here. Tonight, I want you all to remember that we are all Palestinian in this room. And we are all Palestinians, united in one room, and hopefully around the world. So we got a couple of great things going on for me today. We got 3 great acts. We have Amer Zahr, aka Magic Act. He's going to be performing magic for you guys, as well as Amer Zahr. He's going to be doing comedy. And finally, Mawtini Dabkeh Troupe will be performing to end the night. See, I'm not that talented. I can just get up here and speak for a little bit. There's also going to be a raffle. If you have not noticed, we've got things for sale. We've got raffle tickets. Currently, there are 2 raffles happening. One is going to be giving away a t-shirt. We're going to be giving away a key pin. We're going to be giving away stickers and a free Palestinian shirt. The second raffle is exactly the same first 2 things, except we're going to give away things. The tickets are $3 each. The sale prizes are around $30. And it's kind of a thing. And all the money will be donated to more Palestinian refugees and orphans, so it's a great cause. We've also got t-shirts, decals, and all sorts of other great Palestinian apparel for sale. And this is all benefiting Palestinian refugees and orphans. So yeah, that's all I've got so far. Sit tight, enjoy tonight's show. If you guys like food. First up, I'm going to be introducing the Magic Act.
Can they hear me? What's up, everybody? I should say salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, everybody. Is that better for the Khaltos? The Khaltos are like, he said, what's up? He's talking to my daughter. No, I'm just kidding. So, first and foremost, my name is Ahmed Khatib. He said Khalto, got a correction. Ahmed Khatib, aka Magic Ak, the Palestini Houdini. I am Palestinian. I am a magician, right? You guys, there's no such thing as magic. Right? I'm gonna say it flat out. There's no such thing as magic. But we're good at tricking you guys. So I don't want anybody in the crowd to say, Khalto, do you deal with the jinnis and the shayateen? Obviously it's a no. I get that a lot. So I'm gonna tell you from now, I salli and I soon and Ramadan is coming up and you can already tell it. The show's on me. So it's not gonna be a big deal. Well, let's get a round of applause for everybody being here. One of my grandma can clap better. One more round of applause. Let's hear it. Alright, so I'm going to be choosing people in the audience. Right? So, I guess the people who are up close get dibs on who's coming up here. So, who wants to come help me? Young man right here. You want to help me? Come on up. What's your name? Iyad? Alright, everybody give a round of applause to Iyad. For those of you sitting towards the back, you guys should try to move up front. Just stand in the middle. Alright, face this way. Give everybody a bow. Everybody give a round of applause. I picked him because his shoes blow up. His shoes are nice. Good, my dad was right when he told me so to steer adi. 2 feet away from me to upstream. Yeah, you're gonna pick a card. You're gonna show it there. You can run down there. I don't care if you have to see. If you can't see, zoom in on your Snapchat or something. I don't know. Okay. By the way, I promise. Wallah al-Azim, I'm not joking. I got these from Walgreens. I was picking up dawa for my mom, and I got these too. So these are normal. I promise. So you're just gonna pick a card. You're gonna show it to everybody. I don't want to see it. Obviously, I'll turn around. You show it to everybody. Make sure everybody sees it. If you don't see it, you get it. Here you go. Stop wherever you want. All right? Let's keep the microphones. Everybody keep it stop. Okay, good.
Stop.
Yeah, okay. So you guys, if you guys seen the card, you were able to see it. Who wasn't able to see it? Raise your hand. Say well. Do you need glasses? Alright, so check this out. Before I went up on stage, I gave somebody in the audience, not really the audience, but I gave somebody a card. So I told them to keep with them. They're gonna
no
be
problem.
after. So if you guys want to turn around and look up at my man, where is he at? Right there. You guys see him? Show us the card. What does that say? The 2 of spades? Is that it? Is that your card? Show us your card. What was it? 2 of spades? Show it to everybody. And your card up there is 2 of spades? Everybody give this man a round of applause really quick. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Alright, which one of my Ammos or Khatos knows their cards pretty well? You're not an Ammo or a Khato. Khato. تلعبي شدة ولا لا? Okay, perfect. So this is what, how many cards are in a pack of cards? 52, perfect. 54 with the jokers. Everybody else, hey, that's a joke on the spot. Trust me, I love the joke out here, I promise. I know, right? Okay, Khato. 52 cards. Okay. Any card that comes to your mind first. أول كارت اللي بتفكري فيه. I'm gonna translate for you guys. Who understands Arabic? Who does not understand Arabic? Allahu Akbar! It's all we're cultural. Okay, so Khato. any card that comes to your mind first. What is the card? 10. There's clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds. Sanak, hearts. Okay. All the hatters love the hearts. All the ammals like the spades because they're so evil. All right, here we go. Alright, now we need the Amma who's married and has a ring on his finger. You're Amma, are you married?
Not yet.
Do you have kids?
Yeah.
You don't have kids? Are you married though?
No.
Okay, inshallah you get married one day. Oh, you're Amma, you have a ring?
I have a ring.
Yeah. Who has a ring that I can use? Amma, okay, come all the way Amma in the back with the tree. I don't know. God, everybody give him a round of applause. Okay, you can just come up front right here. You can come off the stage. Yeah, you understand your ground? Okay, good. Jagger coffee is ready. Okay. Alright, I need your ring. Yeah. Thank you, Yalla. You're free to go. You're not married anymore. Khalas. You can get yourself a second wife. No, I'm just kidding. So, if you see this ring again, you're going to know it's the same one. Okay, so hold this for me. You, number 1 through 9, really fast. Any number, yeah, 7, okay. Next, who's next? Angel, 6. You put 6, 7, 6. Who's next? Number 1 through 3. Okay. 2, okay, and then we're going to multiply this number. We're going to hit times, okay, then we're going to multiply the number. Who's next? 9, and then we need 2 more people. 5, 1, 2, 6. Okay. We're gonna hit equals. Here, you hold the phone. Make sure there's 7 digits exactly. Okay, so there's 7 digits. Now we need somebody else with an iPhone. Yes, no, maybe? You raise your hand? You don't want to come up? Okay, sorry. Okay, Z, come on. Right here. Everybody, what's your name? Okay. So, wait. Yeah, okay, so open your phone. Go to where, no, don't go to your calculator. Go where you dial somebody's number. You guys all chose the numbers, right? So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoever was the 7th person. You guys picked the numbers. So, wait, what's your area code? Are you from the 313? You suck. Alright, just type in 313. Okay. And then type that number. You guys chose the numbers, by the way. We multiplied by what you guys told me to multiply by. Otherwise, we wouldn't have did it. And then click call. Just click call. Just click call. You guys chose a number. Usually I do it to the bubbles because when you want to get a wife, you call the bubble first and not the girl, you know? So everybody give them a big round of applause. You guys just hear that? Wait, say it again really loud. You said your faith. Thank you. We enjoyed the faith. Alright. Really quick, alright? Everybody has to be quiet. This is snap. Everybody has to be quiet. It's gotta be that silent. That silent. Okay, good. I'm just gonna ask you guys, did you guys have a good time? You guys can scream yes as loud as you want for 4 seconds only. We don't want to make people think there's something going on here, like Allah Akbar or whatever. We don't want to do all of that. So just really quick. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna ask you guys, it has to be loud. If it's not loud, we're doing it again. Alright guys, how was it? One more time, it could be louder, and it could be a little bit longer. I said 4 seconds, you guys can count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Alright, ready? Here we go. Alright, y'all, how was it? That's what I'm talking about. Alright, guys, that was my time. Thank you so much. And I guess someone's going to come up here, so I'll introduce myself. I met this man a very long time ago. He's a very good friend of mine. He's an awesome comedian. Everybody give it up for the one and only Amer Zahr.
Okay. I can introduce people. Go ahead, Rosie. Introduce people. Did you guys enjoy Ak? Yes. Come on in, everybody. Come on, sit up near the front. Come on. Are you gonna do it off your phone?
All right, everyone.
Like a millennial.
So, I'm happy to announce now, our next act is going to be a comedian. His name is Amer Zahr. He's an Arab-American comedian, speaker, writer, academic, and adjunct professor at UDM. He draws his experiences growing as a child of Palestinian immigrants, and is performing and lecturing his topics about politics, society, Islam, growing up Arab, and more. He's also the author of the well-read blog, The Civil Arab, as well as his first book, Being Palestinian Makes Me Smile, a collection of his writings related to being Palestinian. Give it up for Amer Zahr.
Good evening. Masal khair. Come on, more energy. Masal khair. Everybody doing good? You gonna record me the whole Palestinian magician now. He's making things disappear. We Palestinians are very familiar with things disappearing. 70 years ago, homeland disappeared, but it's coming back. All right, let me understand who we have here. By the way, if you want to talk, go outside. This is the quiet time in here. Who, by round of applause, we have Arabs here. Arabs, round of applause. Okay. And who the Arabs? Do we have Lebanese? Okay, it's not a nightclub. I'm just asking you. All right, good. Do we have Syrians? Nah, it's a show. Okay, good. Do we have Jordanian? Are you real? You're not really Jordanian. Jordanian, Palestinian, you're one of us. Okay, all right. Okay, and then do we have Egyptian? Oh, for real? Iraqi? Yes? Yes? Okay, all right, calm down. Yemeni? People. All right, and then anything else from Northern Africa? Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia. Ah, which one are you? Morocco. If your kids are yelling and screaming, please take them somewhere else. Okay, Morocco, Algeria, and then anyone from Saudi Arabia? All right, thank God. Oh, you are? I was going to talk about those motherfuckers. Okay, fine. All right. No cursing, no cursing, no cursing. I'm not going to curse today. I'm not going to curse. Just every time I think I want to curse, I'm just going to say Trump. Good. So no other trumping Saudis here today? All right, good. And then, all right, any Palestinians, my people? Any all right. And then I see other people. Are there, like, we got black people here. We got Latinos. Yes, black people, Latinos, Asians. What'd you say? Oh man. Edmund, win Edmund. Wait, you're not Edmund and you just yelled it out? Nos. Okay. All right, wonderful. And then white people, just regular, boring, annoying. Where are they? Oh, there's one. Is that? Are you? You're one of them? You're Syrian? Oh, that's right. The Europeans came too much to Syria. That's what they did. I'm sorry? Okay, I'm not playing this game anymore. I just wanted to know. No white people at all? I saw a couple white people. Yeah? Oh, what's your name? What's your name? Ben? I met you, right? And what's your name, sir? Sean? Who's Sean? Raise your hand, Sean. Oh, Sean. Okay, good. And then white guy in the orange shirt? What? Ken, Ben, Sean. Yes? Good. Very white names. Very good white names. Good. That's like the Ahmed, Mahmoud, and Ahmed of white names. Ken, Ben, Sean. Wonderful. Get your kids to shut the hell up. Where are they? It's not a movie. All right, cool. Where are my Yemeni brothers and sisters again, man? I love you. Let me tell you, Yemenis are my favorite Arabs in the whole world. I love my Yemeni brothers. I love them. Because Yemenis are the original true Arabs. They are the original true Arabs. Yes. They are going to be the reason we don't lose our culture in America. Because some of you, like Lebanese and Syrian, even Palestinians, you give your kids like white names. Samantha, Amanda, Angela. You think they're going to like fit in. It doesn't work like that. Yemenis don't do that. Yemenis, where's the, what's your name?
Yunus.
Ish?
Yunus.
What?
Yunus.
Yunus. Any Yemeni women here? What's your name? Ish? Legal. See? Real Arabic names. I live in Dearborn. It's all Yemenis. All Yemenis and Lebanese people. In Dearborn, you go down to the south end of Dearborn, find like a little 6-year-old Yemeni kid. Tell them, what's your name? You're like, damn. You are going to be proud of your culture. You're never going to get a job, but you will be very proud of your culture. You will be the proudest cashier in all of Detroit. Love them, man, my favorite people. And yes, I am Palestinian, and now we live in this world today of Trump, this Trumpian guy. I know a lot of you are a lot of you upset about Donald Trump. Yes? Are you upset about Donald Trump? Yes. I was upset about Donald Trump. I was upset last year. I know all of you were upset when Donald Trump announced that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Were you upset about that? Were you upset about that? I was upset too. I was upset for like a day. Until I realized what kind of idiot we're dealing with. Remember, this is the same man who during the hurricanes a couple years ago, he was surprised that Puerto Rico is an island. He had no idea. He got on the news and he said, I don't know if you know this. Now when Trump says, I don't know if you know this, that means he didn't know. He said, I don't know if you know this, but Puerto Rico is an island. And then he tells you what an island is. I don't know if you know this, but Puerto Rico is an island surrounded by water. He's a Trump idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And then he passed the Muslim ban. Were you mad at the Muslim ban? Yes. Were you mad about that? I was mad about that. When he said all of our brothers and sisters couldn't come here anymore, Syria, Sudan, Libya, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, all these different places. And they had to go back to where they came from. A lot of people don't know this. Palestinians are the only people that wish that we were on the Muslim ban.
Honest to God.
Yes. My dad was very excited. He was like, they have something, whether they send you back to your country? This is amazing. How do I get on this? I've been trying for 70 years. And 70 years is a long time. 70 years is a long time, man. It can mess you up. 70 years of occupation has messed us up. All of us Palestinians have the same collective psychotic condition. 70 years is a long time. A lot of people don't know this. Palestinian babies come out differently than others. They get made the same way, but they come out differently. I think, please put your phones aside. They come out differently. I think a little white baby comes out like, wah! Palestinian babies that are like, wah! Different than Lebanese babies. Lebanese babies don't even cry, they just come out. What? Where's my Lebanese people? Yes. It's better. I don't know if you know this, like a Palestinian baby's first word. I don't know what a white baby's first word, mommy, daddy, whatever. I don't know what a Lebanese baby's first word is. Manicure, pedicure, I'm not really sure. It's better than a Palestinian baby. Do you know what a Palestinian baby's first word is? Yahud. That's the first word. Right away. Learn this word. You're going to blame them for everything. You should learn this word. 70 years messes you up. I don't know. I'm still single. I don't know if I'm ever going to get married. I don't think so. I see the problems. But I do know if I get married, it has to be to a Palestinian woman. It has to be to a Palestinian woman. Not because you're the best. It's not because you're the best. It's because 70 years of occupation trumps you up. 70 years of occupation messes you up. We only understand each other. Like, are there any single Palestinian here? Zero? Yeah? What's your name? Everybody be quiet. What's your name? Maha. Maha. Like if Maha and I were married. Maha, how old are you? 20? 41, 20. Perfect. If Maha and I were married. Okay, fine, whatever. You're Palestinian, right? If Maha and I were married, she's Palestinian. She understands a Palestinian man. Like if I was in the kitchen and I'm holding a cup of coffee and I'm just staring out the window for like 5 hours and I haven't said anything. Like a crazy person. And then all of a sudden I just say, Claire. You know what I mean, right now? She doesn't think there's dogs outside. She doesn't think I'm hallucinating. A Palestinian Palestinian woman comforts you. Yes, Habibi, clap. For those of you, Ken, Ben, Sean, you don't speak Arabic. Ken, Ben, Sean, you don't speak Arabic? Let me explain to you. Klab means occupier. That's what it means. It means occupier. Don't look it up. I love our culture, man. And I watch the news all the time. Now, I talk about the news too much. If you guys want to talk from the back, if you want to stay here, you can talk, okay? Please put your phones on silent. Whoever's phone is being. I watch the news all the time. Now, for those of you who don't know, we Arabs, we watch the news all the time, right? It's like a social activity for us. We go home, we make popcorn, and make coffee, and we watch the news because we're on it. It's like our TV show. Our reality show is the news. And now we were almost going to get a white box on the census this year, but Trump decided we're not going to be white. He wants to keep us white. No box for Arabs this year. He knows we're not white, but he doesn't want us to have a box on the census form. And I know we're not, because I watch the news and I see how a lot of you voters, are there any voters here? You know what a voter is. Yeah, there's one. Any uncles here? Where's uncles? No, yeah, I see you guys. There are a lot of couples on the front row. Did you leave your husbands at home tonight? Yeah? See why I'm not married? They would have left me at home tonight to watch a comedy show. I see these voters. I know we're not white because I see these voters when they go. We bargain. Arabs, we bargain like nobody else has bargained in their whole life. White people don't bargain like we bargain. White people bargain with logic. We bargain with emotion. Very emotional bargain. I see a voter right there. He didn't raise his hand. Muhammad right there. Yeah, he pretends his name is Mike, but his name is Muhammad. I see these voters when they go to the Mercedes dealership. They have the money, but they're not going to pay what it says on the car because they're too proud. You can't pay full price. Shut up. Can't pay full price. They have the money. White people bargain with logic. Please, the kids, the screaming kids, it's not a daycare. Please take my son. White people bargain with logic, man. You tell me what you paid for the car, I'll pay a little bit more. You get a good deal, I get a good deal, everyone's very happy. Not Arabs. Voters, they bargain with emotion. I really want the Mercedes, I do. But if I give you the price that says here on the car, do you know what would happen? Okay, do you see my children over there? If I give you this money, then they will not have money and they will starve and they will die. Is this what you want for me to have the car? And it works. And every voter closes the deal at the Mercedes dealership the same way. They all have the same line, I heard. If you give me good deal, I will tell everybody. They know everybody. I will tell everybody. If you give me good deal, all of the other rights will come to buy Mercedes from you. You can't tell an Arab you bought something. Everyone has a connection. I know, right? What's your name? You're white. What's your name? What's your name? Anya? So you're European? What kind of European are you? Polish? That's cool. See, Anya, let me tell you something about Arabs, okay? We don't care. We just don't care about things. We tell someone there's a comedy show and they think it means there's a clown. And they bring their whole family. And then they tell their kids, go do whatever you want. See, where are your parents? You're being good though, you're being very good. Your parents are all in the back, right? Yeah, see, you're doing great. What's your name? Come here. Come here. You're being such a good kid. Come here. No, not on the stage, it's not that exciting. Come over here. Come here. What's your name? Bilal, how old are you? You're being, look at me. What are you looking at? You're being such a good kid. I'm very proud of you. Bilal, I don't have any hair. Is it okay if I take some of yours? Why not? That's it? Okay. Thanks, Bilal. you're such a good kid. What's your name? Yusuf, what's your name? Ish? Serena? Serena? Oh, they tried to give you one of the Serena. What's your last name? Jalad? See, it's not going to help you with life. They thought if we named her Serena, everybody will accept that. Serena Jalad. What's your middle name? You don't know? Her middle name's Muhammad, probably. Okay. What's your name? Khaled? Is that for better? For girls in our culture, they got male middle names. You know that? Yeah. Anya, in our culture, we give your middle name is your dad's name. That's how it works in our culture. So you see a bunch of all these beautiful women walking around here. Ask them what their middle name is. What's your name? That's such a good name. What's your middle name? Abdel Majid. That doesn't really flow. White people go, what's your name? Mary? No. What's your name? Serena? Rahman? We are a different kind of people, man. And I know we're different because I watch the news all the time. I see how they talk about white criminals on the news. And it's always the same way. Whenever there's a mass shooting, and there's always a white guy. Whenever it's a white guy, they have different words that they use for them. Disturbed, deranged, delusional, depressed, all these nice deep words they use for white people. They have a different word they use for us. What's the word they use for us? Terror. See how easy you said it? Terror. But they have another word they use for us, not just terrorism. Another word they use for us. That word is mastermind. For some reason, something about being Arab always makes you very smart. We're always masterminds. There was the guy in Las Vegas last year. Remember him? He killed 60 people from a hotel. Remember him? You remember him? He planned his crime. He walked in and out of the hotel many times with suitcases of guns. And then he killed 60 people. And the next day on the news, they said, he likes country music. That was the headline. The next day on the news. Then there was the kid in South Carolina. Remember the kid in South Carolina killed all the black people in the church? Remember him? He walked into the church. He pretended to pray with them for an hour. And then killed everybody. He escaped. The next day they caught him. He told the police he wants to start a race war between black people and white people. He's a terrorist. And the senator from South Carolina said, he's just a little deranged. And then there was the guy in Florida a year ago. Remember Parkland, Florida, a year ago? Killed all the people in the school on Valentine's Day. He mixed in with the crowd so that they wouldn't know who he was when he escaped. And for 2 weeks, CNN talked about depression. He's very depressed. Then there was one of us in New York City. Last year, he rented a van in his own name. Drove down the street, ran over 10 people, jumped out of the van with a fake gun. And they shot him and they arrested him. And CNN said, they have caught the masterminds. The guy's he's not a mastermind. He's an idiot. Something about us. I don't know what it is. I watch the news all the time, man. Here's the weird. And you ever notice when they catch the white people? When it's a white shooter, they always go to his neighborhood. And they talk to all his neighbors in the neighborhood, you ever know? And all the white people say the same thing. We're so shocked. This is such a surprise to us. We never saw this coming. He was so quiet. This is my favorite one. White people said, we never thought something like this would happen in our community. I mean, dear white people, I love you and everything, but your community is the only community this shit happens in. It doesn't happen in other communities. You're the community. We never thought this would happen. And you ever notice you notice white people have a different definition of a good neighbor? He's such a good neighbor, I haven't seen him in 5 years. They think that's an amazing neighbor. I live in Dearborn, all right? I live in Dearborn. Everyone's Arab in Dearborn. If Imma Ali doesn't see Ibn Mahmoud for like 5 minutes, she calls the cops. I think she's dead. Somebody come over. She's supposed to be smoking cigarettes on her veranda right now. We never thought this would happen in our community. What a nice white thing to be able to say. Nobody ever calls them on this shit. We never thought this would happen. I from 3 women, and he cheated on the first one with the second one. Then he cheated on the third one with a porn star and paid her $150,000 and shut up. I want you to imagine that you heard that about a black person. You would have never heard of Barack Obama. Barack Obama, you would have never heard of him. He'd be in the south side of Chicago getting people out of parking tickets and shit. You would have never heard of him. But that's Donald Trump. Donald Trump. You understand? You understand the problem? You understand? You understand, Sean? You understand the problem? That's the problem. Barack Obama had to be like a perfect black guy. Barack Obama was like the Mitt Romney of black people. And Donald Trump was like the Flavor Flav of white people. And he became president. And then they had, listen, white people, listen. I'm pretty mad at white people. I see more of you here, but you didn't raise your hands. That's okay. I'm gonna talk to you if you're over here. Ben, Ken, Sean. Listen, you gotta stop these Ancestry.com commercials. It's pissing me off. They think that's how you figure out your race. You ever watch this commercial? Our whole life, we thought we were German. And then we took our Ancestry.com test, and I found out that I was 21% Italian. And now we go to the Olive Garden and the pizza again. Shut up, dude. That's not the way it works. They had one of them where there's this white lady standing in front of all these artifacts. And she goes, my name is Karen. I took my Ancestry.com test. What surprised me the most is I found out that I was 24% Native American. And she's standing in front of all these artifacts. Let me tell you something. I'm not like a genetic expert or anything, all right? But 24%, that's a lot. That's like a whole grandparent, all right? I know where my grandmother's from. I don't know why you don't know where your grandmother's from. All this, and by the way, if your white family hid from you that your grandmother is Native American, that's not a good story, all right? Somebody raped somebody, somebody stole something from somebody. It's not good. That surprised me the most. One day, I want to hear them have the Ancestry.com commercial where somebody's happy that they found out that they're an Arab. That would be the commercial I watch. They're never going to make that commercial ever. I took my Ancestry.com test, and what surprised me the most is I found out that I'm 27% Arab, and now we go to the airport early, and we have I hate them. They're the worst. And they teach us all this book. What are these kids doing here, man? I'm angry tonight. It's okay. I want you to learn. How old are you?
What?
How old are you? Yes, you. No, I wouldn't ask you. Yes, you. How old are you, Tassia? Your name is Tassia? Be quiet, everybody, please, for a second. How old are you? 10? What grade are you in? 3rd? Let me tell you something, Tassia. This is your mom? Let me tell you something, Tassia. They're going to teach you a lot of BS in school. Don't listen to them. They're going to teach you one day, Tassia, that, have you heard of Christopher Columbus? Have you heard of Christopher Columbus? You did, right? They taught you that stuff already. Yeah. Christopher Columbus discovered. We have a holiday for this idiot. Discovered. He got lost. He got lost. All right? He got lost. And every year, during like this is Arab American Heritage Month, every year people come out and go, well, you know, one of Christopher Columbus' navigators was Arab, so we should be. He got lost! Nothing to be proud of. He got lost. That's because Arabs don't ask for directions. He got lost. You understand? You understand, Tassie? When they let Tassie, please do this. I don't care. It doesn't matter if you get kicked out of school. When they ask you, when there's a test, and you said, who was Christopher Columbus? Say, he got lost. He got lost. That's why they call Indians Indians. Because he got lost. Thought he was in India. Do you know that Christopher Columbus never even came to America? He landed in Cuba. He landed in Cuba. He got lost. He saw dark people. He just thought he got to India real early. He got lost. He said, look, I found the Indians. No, you didn't, you idiot. said these people are Indians. Can you imagine? The only people on planet Earth that have been referred to by their mistaken identity for 400 years. Can you imagine? If I met you one day, what's your name? What? Zaina. If I ran into Zaina one day and I said, "Is your name Jennifer?" She says, "No, my name is Zaina." And I'm just going to say, "Well, you know what? You look like a Jennifer." So I'm just going to call you Jennifer. And I'm going to tell all my friends that I ran into the Jennifers. And all my history books, I'm going to call you Jennifer. And then one day, when I have a government, I'm going to have a department that's called the Bureau of Jennifer Affairs. We're going to steal all your land. He got lost. But white people tell us these lies. There might never be an event at Wayne State University in this. They lie to us! Sean? Hey, Taxia, one day they're going to have a chapter in your history. I don't know if it took you. You're third grade? When you get to like the 5th or 6th grade, they're going to have this big BS chapter called Manifest Destiny. Did you learn about that? What's your name? Salman? Let me tell you something about Manifest Destiny. It's bullshit. Manifest Destiny. Did you learn about that? Manifest Destiny means that white people thought God wanted them to settle as far west as they could. No matter what the price. And they did. And they did. Killed tens of millions of Indians that weren't Indian because he got lost. So far west. Manifest Destiny means God wants you to do that. And we learn about it in school like it's okay. If you kill a bunch of people because God, that's not like some ISIS stuff. Like white ISIS stuff. Like ISIS. Out there doing all this stuff. But we learned about Manifest Destiny. It was such a great time in America. No, was it? No, it wasn't. They lied about everything. And Donald Trump. No. I'll tell you the delusion of Americans. This is the dumbest country in the world. The delusion of Americans. Donald Trump was in Texas 1 month ago telling Mexicans that they can't come to a city called El Paso. They named it! You can't tell people they can't come to places they named. We don't want any more Mexicans in San Antonio. No more Mexicans in San Francisco. And Los Angeles. And San Diego. And every state that's named Spanish. Because we stole that from the Mexicans too. They're going to tell you one day about the Mexican-American War. Okay, Taxia? Okay, Salman? That's BS too. They lie about everything! And we learn about it. And I just think, we just want to be like the white people. No, you don't. Because let me tell you what happens. You end up in a country like America, which is a great country. Great to make money. You can make a lot of money in America, and Arabs would do a very good job of that. We do a good job. But they lie to you, they tell you immigrants are stealing jobs from real Americans. That's what they say, they get white people. Immigrants are stealing jobs from real Americans. Immigrants don't steal jobs. Immigrants do 3 kinds of jobs. The first job they do is jobs that white people are too lazy to do. Like pick the strawberries in California. There wasn't a bunch of white people picking the strawberries in California before the Mexican show. It wasn't happening. They do jobs that white people are too dumb to do because this is the dumbest country in the world. White people are about 70% of America. If you go to a hospital, white people are not 70% of the doctors. You go to a hospital, the doctors are brown, and Chinese, and Arab. They're us. They're not white people. You're much more likely when somebody's doing this on you. His name is like Roger Steph or something like that. It is not. It's Charles. The third job we do is jobs that white people are too scared to do. Like open up a liquor store in downtown Detroit. That's an Arab job. You tell the Arab he's got to bring a gun to work, he goes, that's fine, can I bring 2, 3? He has no problem with that at all. They tell us these lies. Because this is the dumbest country in the world. Only country in the world that has a game show called Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader that nobody wins. Nobody wins. Zaina, have you ever seen this show before? Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Are you in 5th grade? What grade are you in? What? Third, you're going to be in the 5th grade one day, and maybe you'll win this show, but white adults cannot win this show. They take you on the show, you're an adult, You answer questions from the 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. If you get them all right, do you know what you win? $1 million for answering questions from the 5th grade. And guess what? Nobody wins. Nobody wins. You want to be scared of America? Understand this. There's been 250 episodes of Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? 2 winners in the whole history. 2. You want to know who these 2 people are? I'll tell you who these 2 people are. One of them was the superintendent of schools for the entire state of Georgia, so she already knows the questions that are on the show. The second one was a Nobel Prize winner in physics. Do you understand? These are the only 2 people in America capable of winning Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Do you understand the problem? In America, if you're smarter than a 5th grader, you get $1 million. In Japan, if you're smarter than a 5th grader, you go to the 6th grade. That's it. There's no prize. We're the dumbest country in the whole world. That's how we end up with this orange president. Dumbest country in the whole world. And we say, how did we get here? Because they lied to us. And as Arabs, we especially have to live with all this stuff. The crazy world that we have to live in. A world where American Sniper makes 300. Anybody watch this dumb movie, American Sniper? You watched it? What's your name? What? Batul? Noor. Beautiful Arabic name, Noor. Noor means light. You know what Sean means? I don't fucking think. Doesn't mean anything. Sorry, Sean. You still there? Their names are but then I curse them. Sorry. Noor, American Sniper was just 2 hours of an American soldier shooting Arabs, right? That's all it was. And it made $350 million in the box office. And it got nominated for 6 Oscars. So even Hollywood thought, like, what an amazing movie. This is the world that we live in. And we live in a world where I watch the news, and they don't have news anymore. It's news for 5 minutes, and then they have experts and analysis for the other 55 minutes. And here's the weird thing. If the news story is about black people, the experts are black. If the news story is about Mexicans, the experts are Mexican. If the news story is about Arabs or Muslims, for some reason, the experts are white. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like I was watching news a few years ago. Remember when those mastermind terrorists went to France and they killed all the cartoonists for drawing pictures of Muhammad? You remember that? You remember that? And I was watching news, and they had a picture of these guys on the streets of Paris, and they were holding their guns, and they were yelling out in Arabic, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, over and over again. And CNN was Wolf Blitzer and 3 white guy experts. And one of them is named Bob. And Bob's an expert on Arabs. Why? Because Bob was in the CIA for 35 years, so he spied on us, basically. And Bob said, well, we have to be very careful when they say, la 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 la. Because la 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 means I will die for Allah. Now, Sean, La ilaha illallah does not mean I will die for Allah, right? That's not what it means. It means there's no God, small g, but God, capital G. All right? It's like saying, oh my God, it's a profession of faith. In fact, if you say it 3 times in a row, you become a Muslim. Go ahead. No, don't do this. Stay quiet. It's better. Look, it doesn't have the word I, it doesn't have the word will, die, I will die, no combination of these words in it whatsoever. Aaron, we say it all the time. We say it all the time, right? We say it all the time, right? Don't we say it all the time? We say it all the time, right? Like Sean, if me, you, see your friend Muhammad next to you, he's your good friend now, he's your good friend. See him, Sean? If me, you, and Muhammad were walking down the street, and we looked up into the sky and the weather was beautiful, we might say, La ilaha illallah. If we were walking down the street and a car almost hit us and then we escaped and we were safe, we might say, La ilaha illallah. In fact, Sean, if me, you, and Muhammad were walking down the street in Miami Beach and a blonde woman in a bikini walks by, we might say, la 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 la. Terrorism is like the least used purpose for that shit. But they don't talk to us. They don't call our experts. We have experts. We have PhDs in the Arabic language, PhDs in Islamic, former terrorists, somebody. But they don't call us. They talk about us. They never talk to us. That's why we have to get out there and have demonstration and be angry all the time. Because they don't talk to us. They talk about us. And especially as Arab Americans, especially with those of us who grow up here, we have it especially hard. So we got to deal in this American society that doesn't accept us, while we are dealing with these people that we live with, these immigrants. There's a few of them up here. There's one back there. Voters. You gotta learn English. How long have you been in this country? 4? 4? Shit, how long have you been in this country? 9? Then how's your English getting? Better, finally? Sean, we don't have a P in Arabic. Pub, we can't say it. See, there. We are from Palestine. Tonight for dinner I had pizza. No pepperoni. Because pepperoni has board. Tonight I am here with all of these people. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You gotta learn English. You can't walk around saying salt and pepper for 9 years, 10 years. It's embarrassing. English is a hard language. You can't walk around saying America is the best country in the world. That's not how you say it. All these voters walking around. Muhammad, you can't walk around saying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's not how you say it. I know that's how it looks, but that's not how you say it. No P. No P. I tried to be a good little white kid. I really did. I played baseball. I played baseball like a good white kid. My dad would come to my games. He doesn't understand. Voters don't understand baseball. Voters only understand one sport. What is it? Soccer. That's right, football, soccer. My dad understands soccer. I don't understand soccer. Here, there is goal. Here, there is goal. You kick the ball in the goal. I understand hockey. You push that little thing into the goal. I understand basketball. You throw it into the goal. But baseball, where is the goal? I tried to explain it to him one day. I said, Bob, it's very simple. You stand here, you hit the ball, then you run here, then you run here, then you run here, then you run here. When you get back here, you get a point. It's kind of like, they call it a run. It's kind of like a goal. That's how baseball works. He said, so they are already standing in the goal? This doesn't make sense to a refugee. Why would you run everywhere and just go back where you were? So he used to come to my baseball games. And he saved it. Touchdown! No! Goal! No! It's embarrassing. I told him and my uncles used to come to my baseball and I said, listen guys, if you want to come to my baseball games, enough of this stuff. You gotta go learn the rules. So they did. They got a baseball book, they went home, they learned all the rules. They came to my next game, and they came to my next game, and they cheered the whole time. But on the way home, I had to have a talk with them. I was like, guys, thanks for coming. I really appreciate the support, but it's pronounced pitch. You're supposed to say nice pitch. Hit the pitch. Smack the pitch. Had ahead, Sean. Did you get that joke, Sean? Okay. Sean, in Arabic, let me tell you another joke, okay? In Arabic, well, you need to know something. So in Arabic, we don't have P, okay? And in Arabic, we put the adjective after the noun. So we don't say, you have nice hair. We say, you have hair nice. The adjective is after. You understand? And there's no P. You need to know both those things to understand this next joke. Okay. So one time, I was with my uncle in his car, and we stopped at a 7-Eleven. It was his 7-Eleven, but whatever. So we stopped at a 7-Eleven. And I said, Uncle, do you want anything to drink? And he said, yeah, go get me Snapple, bitch. And I said, what did you say? He said, go get me Snapple, bitch. I said, I'm not. You get it? Peach Snapple. We got to deal with all this. And we have to deal with explaining our culture to people. I know. Can't bend, Sean? Let me explain something to you, okay? I'm going to explain something to you about our culture. We have something in our culture called start leaving. Let me explain to you how this works. Okay, so you have a lot of people, you're an Arab, and you have a lot of people over your house. They're all sitting in a room called the salon, which is a room that nobody's allowed to go into ever. It's vacuumed every day for no reason. It has pictures of Palestine from it, little wooden candles. It's covered in plastic. It looks like a murder is about to happen there all the time. If you fall asleep in that room accidentally on a Wednesday afternoon, you're not a piece of shit. You can't stay in that room. And all the men are sitting in the salon, okay? And it's getting late. It's getting time to go. And all the men are there, and then one of the women walks into the room, and she looks at her husband, and she says, Habibi, let's start leaving. Because you can't just leave in our culture, it's rude. How long does it take? 45 minutes? An hour? It takes a while. You can't just leave. By the way, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. You have white people over your house, they don't do that in Arabs. Don't be surprised. You invite Sean over your house, you leave the room, you say, where's Sean? He left. They just leave. They're very honest. And then the guy whose wife told him to start leaving, then looks at the man in the house, like my dad, and goes, you know, it's getting late. We should go. And then the man in the house lies to him. No! Stay! Sleep over! It's a big lie. Finally, by the way, be careful. We had our white neighbor over our house one day, and he was sitting in the salon with my dad, and he finally gets up, he looks at my dad, you know, he said, it's getting late. We should go. And my dad said, no! Stay! And the white guy said, okay. 5 minutes later, he said, we really have to go. My dad said, no! Sleep over! Is that all right? Fine, you want me to stay? I'll stay. 10 minutes later, my dad said, get the hell out of my house! Don't you understand? In our culture, when we say stay, it means go. Start leaving, all right? You understand? Start leaving. And then finally, the wife, like about half an hour later, sends the son into the room to go talk to the dad. Mama says she's ready to go. He says, go tell them like another 5 minutes. He's like the UN ambassador. He goes back and forth. And finally, they all leave. Everybody leaves. It takes about an hour. And then my dad walks back into the kitchen and looks at my mom and goes, wow, these people are they stay very late. They have no manners. Start leaving, you understand?
Start leaving.
That's why there's still Palestinians in Palestine today, Sean. Because Israelis came 70 years ago, they said, we are the Israeli army, and you have to go. And the Palestinians said, okay, let me say bye to everybody, let me start leaving. Takes a while. This is the world that we live in. than being a Palestinian in today's world. Not even being Lebanese. No, we love you guys. I live in Dearborn to all Lebanese women and Yemeni women. I see we have a Yemeni woman here. What was your name again? Leia, and what's your name? Lebanese girl? What's your name? Crystal? Krista? Oh, they did that shit to you? Krista? What's your last name? Ish? Dabkeh? Is that what you said? You said Dabkeh? Like flies? Deep? Oh, whatever. Deep-born. Is that me? Okay, Krista. I got my Lebanese friend, I got my Yemeni friend. I live in Dearborn, it's all Yemenis and Lebanese. You guys can't answer. Who's better looking, Yemeni women or Lebanese women? I don't know. I'm in Dearborn every day and I don't know. Let me tell you why I don't know. Because I don't know what the Yemeni girls look like. And I don't know what the Lebanese girls used to look like. The Palestinian women are something about you, you're too confident. Too confident. They don't know how to take a compliment. I was in Palestine, I was out to lunch with a girl, and I was waiting for her, and she walked into the restaurant, and I said, "You look beautiful." She said, "Salah." Is that how you say thank you? Salah. I live in Europe around all of these people. I learned big differences between Lebanese women and Palestinian women. Lebanese women, they love the word wow. Wow. Interior. Wow. La. Interior. They love this word. Palestinian women, though, 70 years of occupation messed you up. So Palestinian women, they use the word wow, but it's very negative. Did you see Rana in the wedding the other day? Yeah, I saw her. Mish wow. Mish ishi wow, yeah, mish khalqatu wow. Very negative. So true. And Lebanese are much more fun with their language. They're much more gentle. When a Lebanese person wants to say, somebody called me on the phone, what do you say? Telefani. Such a nice word. Telefani. It's soft. Telefani. You know what Palestinians say? Darabli telephone. Darabli telephone. We're violent, man. It's not the violence. 7 years of occupation. Violence. It's not good. It's a sickness. But I'm a very, very happy Palestinian. I am. I'll wait. Palestinians are the strongest people in the world. The smartest people in the world. You know that we have more PhDs than any other people on planet Earth? We are overachievers. Yes. I met a Palestinian. What's your name again for everybody? Asid. You know what Asid said? I said to Asid today, "Are you almost finished school?" She said, "Yeah, I'm going to get to my bachelor's." I said, "Why are you saying that like that?" She said, "It's not good enough." My dad said, "Don't come back here with a bachelor's degree. Get mastered." You understand the level of overachieving?
Are you the same?
We've had some of the most overachieving That's overachieving. Don't call the haram place. But we are the strongest people on planet Earth. And people always say to me, why are you so happy as a Palestinian? Let me just say this and then I'll go. I have to go. See? Sleep over. They're lying. Wait. I want to do a little game with my friend. You three, come on. Come on, hurry. Okay, come over here to the middle of the stage. Getting a little thirsty. Okay, come on. Come here, come over here. Okay, you stand here. Serena, you stand here. Serena, is that right? Okay, you are what? What's your name? Yusuf. And you're Khaled. And you're Bilal. Bilal, you stand over here. I might not talk to you, but just stand there. Okay. Okay, how old are you? 8. Be very loud. How old are you?
8. 10.
11. Which one is it? Which one is your father? Okay, can you please make sure they understand numbers? 11. And how old are you? Okay, you guys ready? Look at me. Because you are all Arab, right? Are you all Palestinian? Are you very happy about that? Okay, good. Ready? Stay where you are. I want you to raise your hand when you have an answer. I'm going to do a movement with my hands. And you have to tell me when you see your mom or dad, don't just stick it. When you see your mom or dad do this thing with your hand, then you want to tell me what it means. Ready? You watching my hand? Let's do this game. You ready? Are you ready? Look at me. Ready? What does it mean if your dad does this? Ready? What's it mean if he does this? What's it mean? All right. What else could it mean? Could it mean something else too? No? Okay, ready? What does it mean if your mom does this? You ready? Watch my hand. You ready? Are you ready? Okay, watch. What does it mean if your mom does this? Watch. Do you have an answer? What does it mean? Step one. What does it mean? Stay. Do you have an answer?
Stay.
What is it? What if she, look at me. What if she does it, and when the same time she does it, she opens her eyes real big, like she goes like this, and she goes. Then what does it mean? Do you have an answer? Okay. All right. I have one more. Last one. Ready? Ready? What does it mean? Watch. This hand right here. You ready? Are you ready? Okay. What does it mean if your mom does this one? You ready? Watch. What does it mean? Wait, say it loud so everybody hears you. What does it mean? What does it mean?
She's mad at me.
You know what my mom used to do? My mom used to hit me with her slipper. Does she hit you with her slipper? She hits you with her hand. You know, sometimes I would be upstairs and my mom is downstairs and she throws the slipper and it still hits me. Yeah. So that means you don't ever want to see your mom with this, right? That's right, right, Serena? Okay, come up here, move up here. Last thing is this. In 1948, when Ben-Gurion and those Trumpers, when they kicked us out, they said that the old will die and the young will forget. Now, the old didn't die, some of them are here. And the young did not forget. Where are you from?
Palestine.
Do you know the name of the town that you're from in Palestine? What is it? That's it. Do you know the name of the town you're from? Where's your mom? Dad? ايش؟ ايش؟ What is it? Tulken, say that. Okay, so you knew, you just forgot. Do you know? Say it loud! What's your question? All right, thanks very much. Let's have a big hand for Yusuf and Serena and Khalid and Bilal. See you later. Go! That's what happens when you have Palestinian kids. Don't forget. Muhammad, those are two of your kids? How many kids do you have? Four. See that? We don't mess around. Serena's dad, how many kids do you have? One. Just one so far? Keep going. Anybody have more than four? Yeah, how many do you have, sir? Five. That's what I want to hear. What's your name? Ish? Naib. Five kids. How many are there? Seven. Allah! Seven. See what I'm talking about? You go to Naib. If you go to Naib, see, let me talk about Palestinian dads. You're Palestinian dad? Yes? You go to Palestinian dad, you say, well, how many kids you have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You say, how old are they? He says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We shoot out. Highest birth rate on planet Earth. Can't mess with us. Let me tell you something about Palestinians. We have the most PhDs on planet Earth. We work harder than anybody on planet Earth. We go to school more than anybody on planet Earth. And we have more kids than anybody on planet Earth. That's what we do. And it's not our fault. It's the Israelis' fault. Listen, when you shut down all the roads and there's nowhere to go, 24 hours is a lot of time in a day. What do you want to do today? How do you think? I don't know. Do another? Okay, another. 7. That's checkpoints right there. That's just a lot of checkpoints. We don't mess around. And please, who's playing this? Please, in 1948, when they, let me tell you one last thing and then I'll go. In 1948, when they kicked us out, who here is a refugee from 1948 or the descendant of a refugee from 1948? Yes, a lot of us. In 1948, when they kicked us out, they kicked out 750,000 Palestinians. That's a lot of Palestinians. But they didn't get everybody. No. They get everybody. 150,000 Palestinians remain in what is today Israel. Now, when I was in Palestine in last August, I met with Ahmed Tamimi. And I sat down with Ahmed Tamimi and we talked for a while. And I realized this about the Israelis, you gotta feel bad for these idiots. They're afraid of kids. That's who they're afraid of, kids. And do you know why they're afraid of kids? Because they know that even if they get rid of Ahmed, there's a million more like her. 7 from that woman alone. We don't mess around. 150,000 Palestinians remain. If after 70 years, those 150,000 grew at the normal average global birth rate of the world, they should be 450, 500,000 people. Do you know how many they are, Sean? 1.8 million. That's right. Don't mess around with us. You understand? They drop bombs, we drop babies. You understand? You understand? They have helicopters and tanks, but we have the strongest weapon in the world. And you cannot get rid of us. So my message to everybody here, and here's the most important thing, keep coming to these events, keep supporting the SJP, keep supporting the amazing work that they do all the time, especially, where's Mesa? Where are you? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? The back. Mesa, come here. Come here, Mesa. Come here, Mesa. Mesa is not by herself. There's an amazing e-board here at SJP. They do amazing stuff, and they are. Let me tell you something, Mesa. What we're doing, it's winning. We are winning. It's working. Look how scared they are right now. They're so scared of us. And Mesa, let me tell you something on that, Sean. Let me tell you something. And I'm just gonna curse maybe 2 more times. You watch Fox News. My uncle can't say Fox News. He calls it Fox News. But anyway, Fox News. Fox News makes it look like we hate women and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something, Sean. Arab women run shit. They run everything in our community. Yes, Arab women, I'm never surprised when I see Arab women running everything in our community. So keep supporting the SJP, keep doing everything you can to get them working and winning. All right, and you guys okay, good. So before I give them the microphone, let me say this. If you want to catch me and buy the book, let me know, okay? Don't bargain with me. All right? Just come and buy a book. And here's the most important thing I've talked about Palestinians. We have the most PhDs, we never go on vacation, and we have the most kids. Listen to us. Don't mess with Palestinians. I'm telling you, don't mess with Palestinians. If you do, we will outwork you, we will outsmart you, we will outfuck you if we have to. All right, everybody, have a good night. See you soon. I love you.
Amer Zahr, everybody. How you guys like the show? We've had a great night so far. It's not over yet, don't worry, but I am just so happy to see such a powerful and a happy group out here. And truly, I think that this is one of the greatest turnouts we've had for culture night here. Thank you, everyone. Couple of things before the grand finale, I guess, if you want to call it that. We did have a raffle, so thank you to everyone who participated in the raffle. We will now pull out the names. Shireen has the prizes. So we have, as we had said earlier, there will be 2 drawings. So each person will get an official Key 48 pin, which symbolizes the right of return to Palestinians around the world, a free Palestine bracelet, a sticker, and one will get a t-shirt that looks like that. And one will get a coffee. Shake it up. Oh, $100 when we're done, right? For pulling your hair, right? All right. You guys ready? First winner is 272-017. Hey, there he is on stage. Let's go. We're gonna be out of here, Michelle. All right. And the next winner is 272-015. You're kidding me. I know. All right, let me draw. 272-027.
Okay, hope you're enjoying Palestine Heritage Night. Finish it off with the Dabkeh dancing. I might even join them, so you can record a little bit of it. Good guys here.
بس شفت مية للدار فأنا عرفت هي تعتمد على
All right, sorry about that.
لأنه
So, for our last event, we're very pleased to have Mawtini Dabkeh Troupe, a Michigan-based folk dancing troupe that provides Dabkeh Zephyr services for weddings, festivals, and other ceremonies. They will be here and have been amazing advocates to Wayne State University Students for Justice in Palestine for many years. After their performance, they will lead a Dabkeh dancing. So feel free to join them on stage as they perform and learn how to dance. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Mawtini Dabkeh Troupe. What's going on, fellas? Warriors, how's it coming? Fellas, real quick before the Dabkeh performance. It is 2019, so I wanted to take a quick video. And I want to show everyone, how excited Palestinians are to see Dabkeh, all right? Give me 1 second. You guys ready?
أنا حبعد عنه عشان
All right, you guys excited for the performance? Thank you very much. That was awesome. I'm gonna hand off the mic to Amer Zahr right here. By the way, good job, very good job, and we'll be back.
Okay, these guys are setting up their music for a little bit, but while they do, first, again, like I said, keep I'm not doing any more shows. Keep supporting the SJP, also Mahmoud and I, and a few other people here, including Doooovid and Muhammad and Majd, and I think some more people, and Mike, are members of a group that we started here in Detroit called New Generation for Palestine, NGP. So if you are a Palestinian, especially a young Palestinian, and you want to get more involved in Dan Muhammad is a member too. If you want to get more involved in mentorship, leadership, organization, networking, and fighting for our rights, but also getting ready to network with 1 million Palestinians, let me know or Mahmoud know after, and we'll make sure that we all get you involved in the group and get all the information for the group NGP. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready now? Yes, the music is ready? Okay, so please, now I want to hear it. Please help me welcome, these guys are amazing, the best Dabkeh troupe in America. Please help me welcome to the stage, Moutini!
Oh
Thank you.